Okay, so the next discussion will be the risk analysis. So before we conduct the risk analysis, so we need to understand very clear for the personal risk exposure. So the personal risk exposure are the risks that are directly related to an individual circumstances, and such risks may result in loss of all or part of the income earning ability. So this one is very critical, especially for those employed household family. Okay, additional expenses being occur due to the illnesses, like for example, to pay for the medical bill, okay, and then the treatments, okay, and so on and so forth. Additional expenses being incurred due to the disability. So the disability is very much different as compared to the premature death, because the disability, we still need to consider the subsequent cost of living, and the subsequent cost of living actually bring a lot of financial burden to the family. The next point is the inability to lead the desired lifestyle during the retirement. Okay, so with the insurance protection, and we try to reduce our risk when come to the retirement. So by right after the retirement age, we should not have consider about how are you going to protect your illnesses and also the disability, okay, by right. So we should have the full coverage after the retirement. Inability to fund for the desired education for the children. So there are many insurance products nowadays, so provide a long-term saving plan for our children, like for example the 10 years, 15 years education saving plan to fund for their education costs. The next is the uncertainty associated with the personal wealth accumulation. So if let's say there is nothing happen until the insurance maturity, basically that means the policy holder, they can get back some of their survival cash value from the insurance product. Okay, so basically this one will help those personnel to increase their wealth accumulation. The next one is the inability to adequately fulfill the estate distribution desire. So in most of the cases, for those insurance products, we will have to so-called like to put those beneficiary. Okay, this one is to protect if let's say anything happen. Okay, so to the policy owner, so at least those assets can pass on, okay, to the beneficiary in a good process. Okay. The next one we will discuss some of the example how the risk analysis. Okay, based on the risk analysis, basically for the life insurance, the personal risk factors, we have premature death, critical illness, disability, education, and retirement. So among the few, the most critical actually for an individual is referred to the premature death. Because the premature death and critical illness and disability, okay, basically is considered the loss of the income, and then will create a substantial financial burden to the households and so on and so forth. So for the premature death, the means of an individual while the individual still has the capacity to generate an income. So that means if let's say anything happen to the policy owner, then basically there will be no any capacity to continue to earn for the income. Normally related to the accepted retirement age. If the deceased was working and earning an income is said to have died, prematurely if death occurs before the retirement. Premature death destroys the earning capacity and capability of an individual prematurely. The risk associated with the premature death is related to the financial impact of death on the dependents, loss of potential income for the dependents. So the financial impact of death on the dependents, the amount needed to provide for the continued lifestyle of the dependents, amount needed for the settlement of loan or borrowing, amount needed for settlement of other possible financial obligation, example like those are financial legacy, okay, like those are education funding, the loss of potential income for the dependents. The next consideration is who will be the one who take care of the children if, let's say, premature death. Okay, they will be incur some of the additional costs and so on and so forth. For those are younger children, so there will be a need to consider to take care of the kids, okay, and so on and so forth. There will be some additional costs on this matter. Will the dependents suffer the financial hardship due to the loss of the income resulting from the premature death? What other additional expenses will be incurred upon the death? Like for example, those are funeral expenses, okay, and then the money that you want to give to your parents, okay, and then the cost of living from the family members. Are their current resources sufficient to mitigate the financial hardship consequent upon the death? So the current resources will include those are disposal of the investment asset, like those are stock, unit trust, EPF, okay, and the disposal of the existing car, okay, investment property if there is a necessary, and so on and so forth. So the next we will discuss how to measure the risk.